Hello friends, this is Jasmine Daniel, and in today's session we are going to see about aspects of English language. Just like we have different parts of the body, English language also has different aspects. The first and very important aspect is grammar. You may ask, is grammar that important? Couldn't we go on with speaking English just like that? Grammar can be said as the backbone of the language. It gives a form to the language. It also is the scale to measure if we are speaking English the right way or not. So, knowing grammar to the extent of managing our everyday speech is important. So, how can we know grammar? Grammar can be learnt in two ways, either by attending classes where grammar is being taught, or even grammar can be subconsciously learnt by reading books. So, when we read books, we subconsciously learn how sentences are framed. And when we come across someone speaking wrong, we can easily find that out, and even we can stop ourselves from speaking wrong English. The second aspect that we are going to see is pronunciation. Pronouncing words and speaking English the English way is also quite important. I can compare pronunciation to skin. Just like skin adds beauty to us, pronunciation adds beauty to the language. There is one small task which works against our English pronunciation, and that is our mother tongue influence. Because we are so used to speaking our mother tongue every day, the pronunciation of our mother tongue interferes when we start speaking English. So, if we have to counterfeit that, we need to practice speaking English, and we can listen to a lot of spoken materials in English and imitate. So, listening and imitating is a very good method of grasping pronunciation. The third aspect that we are going to see is intonation. Intonation is stress and pause in a language. Each language has its own tune. Our mother tongue has its own stress and pause areas, but English may slightly differ. So we need to know where to stress and where to pause when we speak a word. Let us take one word as an example. Hotel. That is the spelling of hotel. But we are so used to our mother tongue that we tend to call it as hotel. So this is about intonation. So the stress is on T and not on H in this particular word. So that also can be learnt by listening to a lot of English from standard materials. The last thing that we are going to see is vocabulary. We would have come across this word vocabulary many times. What do we mean by vocabulary? Vocabulary is the number of words that we know in the English language. There are countless words in the English language, but how many words have we come across, and how many words can we use in our day-to-day life? Reading is a very efficient tool to improve our vocabulary. When we read books, we come across new words. Not only is it needed for us to come across new words, but setting apart a little time to find the meaning of the word is also equally important. These days, there are many dictionary apps available, online, both online and offline. So we could just download an app in our phone and we can have the meaning in our fingertips. So this small effort of knowing a word and knowing its meaning can do great wonders in learning English vocabulary. And when we come across the new words, it is also equally important to use them so that what is passive in our mind becomes active in our speech. So our passive vocabulary is converted into active vocabulary and we start using many words in English. I hope this language session was very useful to you. Thank you, friends.